It's Sunday, 24th of August, 2025. Exactly 1 p.m. It's time for Lunchtime News. Welcome to the broadcast live from the Broadcasting House in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson Minor. Of course, our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. Now start engaging with us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 on X and of course KBC Channel 1 on Instagram and even Facebook. Mine is at Giverson Minor. Now, let's go straight to former Laikipia North Member of Parliament Matthew Limpur has died following a tragic road accident that occurred earlier this week in Ongatarungai along Magadi Road. Limpur sustained serious injuries in the accident and was admitted to the intensive care unit at Kenyatta National Hospital in Nairobi. He succumbed to his injuries on early Sunday morning. Limpur served as Laikipia North MP from 2013 to 2017. Now, away from that, the Pentecostal Voices of Kenya, PVK, has welcomed President William Ruto's firm stance against corruption and urged him to walk the talk. The group, led by its chairperson, Apostle Peter Manyuro, cautioned that tough talk alone will not dismantle entrenched graft. Addressing the press in Nairobi, they also decried the surge in hooliganism, warning that the hiring of goons to settle political scores endangers the lives of people. Take a look.
Sisi kama kanisa tunajitokeza ili kumsupport ili sisi wote kama taifa tukaweze kupigana na hili janga la ufisadi ili likaweze kuisha.
At the church, we are not quiet. That's why we are here today to speak to the nation that we are behind the president, and we also want to petition the opposition. The fight against corruption is not a one-man show. It cannot be won by the president alone.
Now, the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, says only motorists whose vehicles comply with road safety standards will be permitted to transport students back to school upon the resumption of learning. NTSA Nakuru Regional Manager John Parteroi has warned that drivers and owners of vehicles involved in school transport who are in breach of road safety regulations or fail to turn up for inspection will be subjected to criminal prosecution. Parteroi noted that school vehicles carrying children are restricted to operate between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m., adding that the National Police Service and the NTSA will heighten night enforcement and random checks along major highways with a major focus on black spots.
We'll have our teams both at the highway from Narok, the highway from Eldoret and towards Nairobi, so that we make sure that we don't allow unlicensed vehicles to carry students. We also urge the public that in case you come across vehicles that are violating these particular rules, please share the information with our police, share with the NTSA. We have our pages, social media pages that can easily help us give this information.
Please, drivers, not only on vehicles, even tuk-tuk, even boda-boda, all drivers, avoid overlapping.
The Pokomo community in Nairobi has held its annual cultural gathering with a strong focus on helping children learn and connect with their traditions. Through music, drumming and dances, the event offered young people in the city a rare opportunity to experience the heritage of the ancestral home along the Tana River.
The celebrations held at Nairobi Memorial Park brought together Pokomo families for their annual general meeting. It was a vibrant display of song and dance aimed at passing down cultural values to the younger generation. Organizers said many children in the city rarely get the chance to visit their ancestral villages, making such gatherings vital for cultural continuity.
The importance of this event is that one is to teach our children who do not have access to the village all the time on our culture. That is our music, our food, and our traditions. And you can see the way they are dressed today to reflect the culture.
Men showcased traditional attire worn during cultural rites, while women adorned themselves in shukas and ornaments, leading the crowd in soulful songs and dances, accompanied by leg instruments and rhythmic drum beats.
On the main side, we normally use kikoi. We don't use trousers. And then the kikoi, there is a particular way of doing, especially during circumcision ceremony, which we call miri. This is an initiation process after the circumcision where the young boys are normally transitioned from boyhood to adulthood.
Tipini hizi huwa ni mapambo ya Kipokomo. Sana sana huwa tuna suka lines, just normal lines za nyuma, halafu tunaweka hizi. Hizi ni mapambo ya Kipokomo. Hii huwa inaitwa bambo, hii ribbon hii. Halafu hizi pini sana sana huwa tunazibandika saa ile tumesuka lines, tunaweka kwa lines kama mapambo like crowns.
Community leaders emphasized that the annual gathering will continue to serve as a bridge, ensuring children growing up in urban areas remain connected to their Pokomo roots. Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
Now, climate stressors such as drought, floods, wildfires and cyclones have been attributed as contributing factors to climate mobility and the constant migration and conflicts among border communities within the Horn of Africa. Speaking during the launch of Managing the Impacts of Environmental Change and Conflict Mobility in Eastern Africa project in Nairobi, Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development Principal Secretary Harsama Kello challenged development partners to not only focus on proposing climate policies, but also come up with practical solutions geared towards addressing climate shocks, especially in ASAL counties. Opicho Chimtai with the details.
Arid and semi-arid lands make up 80% of Kenya's landmass, yet this land suffers the most when it comes to impacts of climate change. Environment stakeholders, through the released evidence-based research in Nairobi, dubbed Managing the Impacts of Environmental Change and Conflict Mobility in Eastern Africa, identified the specific climate stresses that is playing a huge part in transboundary migration and conflicts.
If you look at even the movement pattern of people who are moving out of the countries, the hotspot areas are normally dry areas, water stress areas. Not long ago, there was even an earthquake in Ethiopia.
The group, led by Pan-Africa Country Director Dominic Godana, emphasized the need to understand the nexus between conflict, mobility, and climate change that will help address the missing link that is contributing to migration and conflict among the border communities in the Horn of Africa.
To do that, we need to have projects and interventions on the ground. And for Pan-Africa, water is the big issue for livestock and farming, especially for those who have lost their livestock, and also for domestic use.
Our government's doing the right things. Are the policies designed already really properly addressing these problems?
The stakeholders noted that the outcome of the McMayer project is intended to form part of policy and regulation on climate mobility and migration within the 8 participating countries.
We then want to work around designing a regional scale kind of project to be able to address these issues, because one country will not be able to address that.
We all need to pull resources together and see how we can tackle these issues of climate change.
Meanwhile, ASAL's and Regional Development Principal Secretary Harsama Kello says there is a need for development partners to focus on coming up with practical climate solutions and the financial muscle to kickstart climate projects, especially in ASAL areas, other than focusing on policy formulation.
Whatever you are doing must align to what is real. Don't give us a cinema. Don't ridicule people with problems, you don't understand their priorities, ask us.
The PS added that ASAL areas are facing double tragedy in that they are lagging behind in terms of development, and when hit by impacts of climate change, then competition for the scarce resources occurs, leading to internal displacement, transboundary migration and conflicts.
Development partners who are interested in the welfare of these people must think about food security, must think about providing water, must think about engaging women and youth in those areas.
Opicho Chemtai for Lunchtime News.
That story by Opicho Chemtai takes us to a very short commercial break. Don't go too far. Still so much more ahead.
Sets it up here for Alan Montello. Edge of the box area. Slide ruler pass. And well intercepted by Joseph Laiose. They're knocking at the door. They're hammering at the gates. They're battering at the fences. The Cranes are baying for that goal. And Senegal are holding fort.
Back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Mimi hutumia mbolea inayoitwa Elgon Dhabiti DAP kwa upanzi wa mimea yenye afya bora. Halafu natumia mbolea ya Dhabiti CAN ama Dhabiti Urea kwa ukuaji wa mimea bora. Hii imenisaidia kupata mavuno mengi nikilinganisha na siku za hapo mbeleni.
Mbolea ya Elgon Dhabiti inapatikana kwa viwango vya kilo 10, 25 na kilo 50 kote nchini. Elgon Kenya Limited.
Magharibi mwa Kenya. Maisha ya familia moja maskini yanaelea kwenye ukingo wa taabu.
Umetoa wapi hizi pesa?
Dadi, umeiba.
Mwizi! Wewe ndio mwizi, unaiba mbuzi wangu.
Baba ni mlevi, ameitelekeza familia yake na inayumba.
Leo mimi sijaelewa na bado una raha.
Andrew, adui mkubwa wa familia hii, anaichukia.
Nini mnapigania? Shamba.
Toka mbele yangu wewe.
Pate pesa zetu bwana.
Hauogopi Mungu, hauogopi shetani.
Congratulations Dina. Jamaa, wanga kusema daktari anadanganya.
Kwa Josh, kilichosalia ni mzigo mkubwa zaidi kielimu kama atafaulu kujiunga na chuo na kimaisha. Je, atatoboa?
And welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News. And the Kenya National Highways Authority has finally erected road bumps along the Korompoi stretch of the Namanga Highway, a black spot that has claimed at least 12 lives in the past 1 month. This follows an outcry from residents and motorists who blamed the authority for failing to act after a series of fatal accidents, including one a fortnight ago that left 8 people dead. Where locals acknowledge that the new bumps and rumbles strips have reduced accidents, they are now calling for more speed control measures at the end of the notorious stretch.
Kabla kama kukwa na bumps, ajali zimefanyika mingi sana hapa. Mpaka kila mtu anakuwa na wasiwasi. Hata unapata hata kuchukua gari kuenda, kama unaenda Kitengela, unaogopa juu unaona anytime unaweza pata ajali. Lakini tangu watuwekee hizi bumps, ajali zimepungua sana.
Kwa size sio kama pale hivyo nyuma, accident tunapoteza watu hivyo. Kwa sai kuko sawa. Bumps simetusaidia.
Kwa mwezi mmoja ni kama ajali karibu 10. Ni mingi sana. Kila wakati ajali zinakuwa mingi. So waongeze. Hii imetusaidia kwa hii muda wameweka, lakini waongeze bado.
And Kenyans have been urged to live in harmony and avoid being incited to cause chaos. A visiting Indian priest, Puja Tivasgal Oswami, says a positive attitude towards life provides an environment of prosperity for all. He made the remarks at the end of a 9-day spiritual discourse at the Babs Sri Swaminarayan Temple in Nairobi.
And bad people are like a piece of coal. If it is hot, it burns your hands, and if it is cold, it blackens your hand. So always associate with good people, always stay in touch with good people, but give up bad company. Our Guruvari Mansai Maharaj also says that do the best, be the best, and leave the rest on God. So in the journey of life, there will be pleasure and pain, there will be sunshine and rain, there will be loss and gain, but you have to learn to smile again and again. If you cry at trouble, it grows double, but if you laugh at trouble, it disappears like a bubble.
And away from that, the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy has a pledge to boost the country's GDP by advancing the digital economy and empowering the youth through self-employment opportunities. Cabinet Secretary William Kabogo says the ministry will collaborate with stakeholders to roll out training programs in digital hubs nationwide and provide access to essential digital devices.
If we can push our GDP contribution from digital economy, hawa vijana wote watakuwa na kazi ya kufanya. So, ECTA pamoja na Konza, we cannot only use the digital hubs just to train a few. We must do the things that Itumbi has done here within those digital hubs on a weekly basis. Ili hao vijana waweze kusoma. Hiyo shida nyingine ya devices. Tumeanza mradi wa machine learning. Ili ukisoma digital economy, mambo ya kutumia digitali kutengeneza pesa, utaweza kupata mashini if you are in a group of people.
This year, we have to have digital hubs in all our wards. So hapa Belgut nitakuwa na digital hubs in all the 5 wards in our constituency, ili kusaidia wa vijana pia waweze we will make sure that we are also able to come in and support you in this very big endeavor.
Section of Clergy from the House of Jesus, the Bread of Life Ministries, has strongly condemned the recent brutal killings in Nyamira County, attributing the violence to a growing erosion of peace and love within society. Speaking during a pastoral ordination ceremony at Keumbu in Nyaribari Chache, Kisii County, Bishop Robert Nyamwange, chairman of the House of Bishops in the Evangelical Churches, urged communities to reject violence and embrace unity. His remarks follow a horrific incident in Masaba North where unknown assailants tortured and burned 4 family members. Bishop Nyamwange also urged national and county governments to prioritize economic stability and social cohesion.
We need peace, we need love. Something that happened yesterday, the arson thing, that the family members were tortured in their houses, that thing is not good. If there is an issue, please look for a way and amicably solve it. Let us give people an opportunity to live. Let us not take law into our own hands. And to our nation, I'm also appealing for peace. The economy can be improved, our GDP can be improved when we have a peaceful environment. I'm addressing to our political leaders to calm down and make sure we have a peaceful environment. I'm also appealing to our fellow Kenyans, knowing that if there is peace, then there will be development.
That the late Dr. Charles Mugu Njoroge, one of the 6 victims of AMREF aircraft crash in Mwihoko, Kiambu County, has been laid to rest at his home in Ngashura, Nakuru County. In a somber ceremony attended by family and colleagues, Dr. Njoroge was eulogized as a man who was dedicated to his work. Prior to AMREF, the late Dr. Njoroge also worked at Kenyatta National Hospital and MP Shah Hospital.
Many in our village can attest that when a family member was sick and needed professional advice, Mogo was a call away and he would stop everything to attend to any need and also do a thorough follow-up free of charge.
There was also the doctor part of him, which was fantastic to hear. He loved his job. He loved taking care of mothers and children.
He was a very bright man. He's very intelligent, not just with what he did in terms of his work, but can anybody stand up over here and say, he did wrong to you?
Kenya's first teachable waterproofing paint.
They're going to the ground. The Cranes pick it up. Jude Semugari looks to get it into ascendance, slipping it to Alan Okello on the right. He's easily cut out here by Mbaye Ndiaye. Sieni Mbaye keeping a tight leash on Alan Okello. Must have done their prep. They know that he is the playmaker in chief. Free kick, seeking Alan Okello, the little magician. Now to Enoch Sebagala. Has support from Gavin Chizito. Tries a whipped cross. Senegal alert to the tactic and managed to cut that out quite quickly. The man of the match, rightly so, the citadel at the defense. Ndiaye Mbaye Sieni is the man that has been resolute at the back.
The ongoing Chan 2024 is intriguing.
Well, after the VAR check, it's been ruled out. It's not a goal.
CAF's flagship tournament attracts over 1.4 billion TV audiences and 2.2 billion digital streams, making it one of the top 4 global football events.
Full time, and Kenya have done the unthinkable. They go undefeated through the group stages in the group of death.
To our esteemed sponsor and partner, numbers don't lie. To the 12th man in Kenya and globally, it is not boasting if you can back it up. We salute you. Let's keep doing it the way we know how. Live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
On me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to share down the place with nothing but the best of smooth weight the vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She says she want bottles. Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Liza Diva,
DJ Colder,
and me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Unanifanya nisikie kunyongwa Hadija ai Mani especially ukisonga.
From dairy farms to market stalls, from classrooms to health centers, light is transforming lives in rural Kenya. Through the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation's Matching Fund Program, CDF, NGCDF, and county governments, over 4 billion shillings has been mobilized, powering 1,388 electrification projects across 20 counties. It's a story of progress, where farmers now use electric machines to save time and boost productivity. Entrepreneurs bring essential services closer to their customers, and markets thrive under the glow of security lights. In homes, children study after dark, families feel safer, and new opportunities are born. In health centers, power means life-saving equipment, refrigerated medicines, and round-the-clock care. REREC, working with county governments and NGCDF, is making sure no household, school, or public facility in rural Kenya is left in the dark. REREC's Matching Fund Program, powering communities, lighting futures.
Now, a section of ODM stalwarts in Mombasa has endorsed Victor Abayo for the party's branch secretary position ahead of the county delegation's election scheduled for Monday by the National Elections Coordinating Committee. Coast Luo Council of Elders unanimously endorsed Abayo for the position 2 days before the high-stakes election amid ongoing realignments within the party. Abayo pledged to work with the party leadership to strengthen the party and foster unity among members ahead of the 2027 general election. Only eligible ODM delegates will be allowed to participate in the elections.
Our prayers as communities that the position of Secretary General be reserved for the communities represented here under the wise counsel of the Communities Council of Elders led by James Obara Kings.
Nataka kuhakikishia kwamba tutaunganisha kabila wote, jamii na religion zote tutafanya kazi na Mombasa itakuwa chungwa. 100% chungwa.
And parents across the country have been challenged to monitor their children's progress under the competency-based education curriculum and not leave the responsibility solely to teachers. Speaking during the issuance of bursary checks, Dagoretti North Member of Parliament Beatrice Elachi urged parents to nurture and guide their children through the new education system, warning that without active involvement, the promise of CBE could turn into frustration for both learners and parents. Elachi also called on the Ministry of Education to publish clear university fee structures, warning that the current confusion is frustrating parents and risk derailing the dreams of thousands of learners.
We all went to school with a purpose, and so that's why I keep on inspiring and motivating, so that parents don't just see education as if it is just there. Education is not just there. Education is what brings equality into your life, and so you have to take it very serious. I can see many parents are very frustrated. They are wondering what is the school fees. So I just want to plead with the ministry that why can't we put in a circular within all the media houses for parents to know, as your child goes to campus, this is the school fee structure based on the faculty they are going to go through, and then they are able to know how much are they paying.
And teachers in Kirinyaga County have raised concern over the high rate of mental illness cases in the region, urging stakeholders to initiate interventions that will help address the trend. Kenya National Union of Teachers NAT Kirinyaga Branch Executive Secretary David Kanayo said men are the most affected, noting that many of them struggle in silence, leading to increased cases of suicide. Speaking at the inaugural Kirinyaga Teachers Sports Day at Kirogoya Stadium, Kanayo appealed to the government to intensify mental health awareness campaigns and strengthen support systems to reduce stigma.
Kuna mambo ambayo huwa ni shinda kwetu, mambo ambayo mtu hataki kuongea, lakini tunapocheza, wakati tunaposhiriki katika michezo kama hii, unakuta hayo mambo ni kama yatatoka kutoka kwetu, ile tunaita mental health, sana because of stress. So this is another way, a positive way of managing stress, and we want to employ on our teachers to embrace this method, this kind of way of stress management.
Our teachers, once they are healthy, our students will be healthy, and they will be able to pass it on to our children. There are issues, mental health these days. There are suicide cases around Mount Kenya that have been very rampant. When people meet, they will be able to have discussions. They'll be able to interact. Interactions are very healthy, and they will be able even to help each other in areas, matters education, matters sports.
It's time for sports. Let's get sporty. The semi-final stage of the 2024 African Nations Championship is set. Sudan will face Madagascar in the first semi-final of the tournament on Tuesday at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Tanzania, before Morocco and Senegal meet in the second semis late that night at the Mandela National Stadium in Uganda. The winners of those two semi-final matches will meet in the final at the Kasarani Stadium in Kenya on Saturday, while the losers will face off a day before in the third place playoff at the Mandela National Stadium in Uganda.
Jude Semagabi is now lumping forward. Jude Semagabi, touch. Fonseca getting in on to Laos. Turns the ball in, twisting one way or the other. This is Gaye. Fashions out across, and the ball lands beautifully. Chance here, and the final whistle sounds here at the Nelson Mandela Stadium.
Have what it takes. Two very different. He's played most of his career in Algeria. Oh, given away cheaply here. Slid towards goal, and on the follow-up. Can he provide the spark here? Oh, it's a brilliant little return ball. He's dinked it towards goal, and it's created an opportunity. Turned in! Out in the previous edition's final. Treya Kulizaif sends Sudan to the semi-finals!
Now, KBC has got you covered for the rest of the matches. And away from that, Givinji Hinga won the 2025 KICC Rapid Chess Tournament after winning the open section with a total score of 6 points last evening at the KICC. Joyce Ndirango was the best lady in the one-day tournament that attracted over 70 players. Ugandan
Hinga won the KICC Rapid Chess Tournament title on his return to competitive action after a 2-year absence by beating closest rival James Panchal, who settled for second position, while Dennis Kalati sneaked into third position, all on 6 points. Victor Ngani and Den Kangor sealed the top 5 positions, the bracket for the cash rewards. Hinga walked home with 25,000 shillings prize money for winning the title.
Yes, you shall see more of me. I'm going to play in the league, and I'll start coming back into the tournaments. Yeah, so this is a comeback. So I guess it's a comeback with a bit of it was a good comeback for me.
Joyce Ndirangu was the best lady in the one-day tournament that attracted over 70 players with a score of 5 points. She edged Shilalia Grace, who settled for second position with a score of 4.5 points, while Ariane Ngani took the bronze with a score of 4 points. Lady champion Ndirangu pocketed 10,000 shillings cash reward.
One of the things that the president has been emphasizing on, is that the youth are given opportunities, and we want to give them opportunities to come and compete. Like now we had chess. Chess encourages them to have creative thinking and innovative thinking, and also to find solutions. If you're a creative thinker, you will find solutions for the problems that we have around.
Ryan Baraka collected 5 points to win the under 18 years category, having beaten pre-tournament favourite Aaron Gillo, who was second with 4 points. Amani Anastasia won the under 16 years category. Trevor Mushoki was the under 14 years champion with 6 points. Vishal Siddhi took the under 12 years title with 5 points. Sean Ringera emerged the top player in the under 10 years category, while Ethan Kipto got his hands on the under 8 years title.
And Ugandan duo of Jordan Schleck and Miriam Lepa defended the 120-kilometer race title at the Vipingo Ridge leg of the Loop Safari Gravel Series as the 2025 edition came to an end. This was the 5th win for the 22-year-old Schleck out of the 8 races held so far since the inception of the series last year, winning 2 legs last year and 3 this year. He finished 5th in Naivasha earlier in June this year, that being the only race he did not win in this year's series. At Vipingo, Schleck braced the hot and rugged terrain to clock an impressive 4 hours, 28 minutes and 47 seconds to win ahead of his compatriot Lawrence Lorot, who timed 4 hours, 40 minutes and 03 seconds. Kenneth Karaya was third, timing 4 hours, 45 minutes, 00 seconds.
Useful highlights, we saw more than a doubling of the number of participants. We had about 120 people on the starting line last year. Today we actually went just over 300 participants on the course.
Vipingo, it's good weather. It's a bit hot. It made the race to be more fun and be challenging, but otherwise the race has been really nice. Despite some challenges I've been facing, crashing a little bit.
I came prepared to defend the win, so I'm very happy for today's performance.
And that's all we had for you for now. My name is Giverson Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. See you next time.
From the listed housing developments, select your preferred location and apply for a housing unit to begin your journey towards home ownership. Prices start from 640,000 Kenya shillings. Visit Boma Yangu at www.bomayangu.go.ke. Brought to you by Affordable Housing Board. Makao Bora, Jukumu letu.